Welcome to Hero Villains. Who do you think would win in a fight today? John Wick or Bruce Wayne? The undefeated assassin versus the Dark Knight. John Wick, also known as Baba Yaga, is a legendary assassin in the underworld. He is not only a skilled gunman, but also a master of close combat, weapons, and assassination tactics. With his superb shooting skills, superhuman reflexes, and incredible endurance, John Wick can take down dozens of enemies with precision and efficiency. In addition, he possesses an extraordinary will. Even when seriously injured, he can still continue to fight. Bruce Wayne, also known as Batman, is a tactical genius and martial arts master, using his intelligence and physical strength to the fullest to fight crime. Trained by the world's top masters, Batman is proficient in more than 127 martial arts and possesses an arsenal of high-tech weapons. With peak human stamina, super fast reflexes, and bulletproof armor, Bruce can take on stronger enemies without flinching. Before we dive into the analysis, please hit the subscribe button and remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thank you very much. John Wick is not only a legend in the underworld, but also a perfect killing machine with skills far beyond that of an assassin. He also has an incredible tactical mind, helping him deal with any situation no matter how unfavorable. With the ability to use a variety of weapons, John can turn any object in his hand into an effective killing tool. From pencils to glasses of water, everything can become a deadly weapon when it falls into his hands. John's flexibility in combat helps him defeat opponents without guns or bullets, something that few assassins can do. The scariest thing about John is not only his skills, but also his iron will that makes him a scary figure in the eyes of his enemies. If Batman is well prepared to face the most dangerous threats, then John Wick is the perfect model of a lone warrior without the need for advanced technology or long-term planning. Slade Wilson, also known by the nickname Deathstroke, is not only an elite assassin, but also a perfect warrior with outstanding abilities. Thanks to his strength-enhancing serum, he possesses physical abilities far beyond human limits, allowing him to fight with incredible speed, reflexes, and durability. If John Wick is the embodiment of lethality honed through experience and skill, then Deathstroke is a complete upgrade, making him an enemy that even Batman would be wary of. Unlike the usual enemies Bruce has faced, Batman has admitted that Slade Wilson may be the most difficult challenge he has ever faced. Not only is he Bruce's equal in intelligence, but he is also physically superior, making every encounter between the two a real fight to the death. Even though Deathstroke is superior, he still respects Batman because he acknowledges how skilled and powerful Batman truly is, and has never encountered an opponent like him. The blows Batman lands on him in their fight will take a little longer to recover from. When Bruce Wayne isn't just training to be a warrior, he's training to be a legend, a symbol that criminals fear. When Bruce feels like he's not strong enough, he pushes his body to the limit, training to break bricks with his bare hands, honing his reflexes to dodge and counterattack in the most unfavorable situations. If John Wick is a marksman with the ability to destroy enemies from a distance, Bruce Wayne has faced even more formidable opponents. Master gunmen, super soldiers, and even people with superhuman strength. His combat experience extends beyond close quarters combat to highly strategic confrontations. What makes Batman more formidable than John Wick isn't just his skills, but his mindset and preparation. He doesn't go into battle without knowing he'll win. No matter how good John is, Bruce always has a way to neutralize him before the real fight begins, because Batman doesn't rely on skill alone. He's a master at taking complete control of the game. In the 80s and early 90s, Batman and Robin were no strangers to taking on dangerous armed gangs. Battles with thugs armed with weapons ranging from pistols to heavy weapons are a regular occurrence. However, in addition to the usual criminals, villains like Poison Ivy or Killer Croc present a completely different challenge. Among the assassins who have troubled Batman, KG Beast is one of the most notable names. He is not only an excellent hired killer, but also possesses physical strength and fighting skills on par with the most dangerous assassins in the world. With a training background from the KGB, KG Beast is a perfect killing machine, able to neutralize targets quickly, leaving no trace. The similarities between KG Beast and John Wick are undeniable. Both are superb assassins, possessing skillful fighting techniques and terrifying improvisation skills. However, if John Wick is an assassin who acts for personal honor, KG Beast is the perfect tool of powerful organizations, not hesitating to use any means to complete the mission, making him an extremely dangerous opponent for Batman. John Wick is not only a simple assassin, but also a master of tactics. Like KG Beast, he has the ability to move flexibly through complex environments, can swing on ropes, jump between buildings, and fight on any terrain. Moreover, John also has the advantage of modern weapons, especially extremely precise gun skills combined with bulletproof suits helping him to endure and counterattack. If we consider the period when Batman confronted KG Beast, it can be said that John Wick would be an equal opponent to the Dark Knight. However, the biggest difference lies in the approach to battle. Batman does not necessarily rely on strength or fighting skills to win. Instead, he uses his intelligence, analytical skills, and planning to neutralize his opponents. The battle with KG Beast is the clearest example. Instead of facing an elite assassin head-on, Batman uses the tactic of trapping his opponent, turning the situation to his advantage. No matter how good his opponent is in terms of skills or equipment, Batman can still win with his intelligence and ability to assess the situation, factors that not all assassins have. For example, King Snake, the blind man, tried to set a trap to fight the Dark Knight in a room without light, thinking that he would have the advantage. Instead of trying to fight and defeat him on his own, Bruce simply uses his night vision goggles to regain the advantage. In a Death in the Family, Batman and Robin take out an entire camp of armed terrorists, only for Robin to be surprised from behind by none other than Lady Shiva. She wasn't a big name at the time, but she is a big name now. This becomes a one-on-one contest between Batman and Shiva in martial arts, where he's really challenged and is looking to win by attrition because he's physically bigger and stronger. John Wick is definitely a killer's killer, a top-notch killer, but I suppose Batman has a lot of experience with both wins and losses when it comes to facing people of this caliber: KG Beast, Deadshot, Lady Shiva, King Snake, and Ra's al Ghul. Batman has faced many opponents who are deadly fighters and sometimes masters of gun fu, like John. John, on the other hand, has never faced many like Batman. In a contest of skill like this, experience matters when each man's base skill set is roughly on par with the other. Objectively speaking, there are other versions of Batman who could beat John, specifically Grant Morrison's interpretation of the character, and other versions who could be beaten by John. But I consider the 80s and early 90s to be one of the best times for Batman, and I think that mix is actually quite balanced. The biggest difference between Batman and John Wick is not their skill or physicality, but the context in which they exist. John Wick is the embodiment of a legendary assassin in the real world where human limitations still matter. Meanwhile, Batman is a comic book character, an icon that goes beyond reality. Please subscribe to the channel, it will help us a lot, and moreover, you will see great videos every day. You are the best, thank you very much. John Wick is a master of firearms and hand-to-hand combat, able to take down multiple opponents with just his reflexes and technique. But compared to Batman, those feats are still not that impressive. Batman has not only defeated hundreds of enemies in a single fight, but has also faced individuals with superpowers that John Wick could never dream of defeating. Batman once defeated Ra's al Ghul, a warrior with 600 years of experience. However, despite all that, Batman is still human. While he can defeat John Wick in a hand-to-hand fight, he is not immune to bullets and other physical threats. This means that if he is unprepared or caught off guard, even the Dark Knight can be hurt, and that is a weakness that assassins like John Wick can exploit. If John Wick can find the perfect sniper position and has enough time to prepare, he can certainly take down Batman. After all, a well-placed bullet is all it takes to end the fight. The problem, however, is that Batman is not one to be ambushed. With his sharp wit and tactical acumen, Batman almost always finds his enemies before they can strike. If he were to use Christopher Nolan's version of Batman, the Nolan-verse Batman, John Wick would have a fair chance. This is a less comic booky, more realistic version of Batman than the others. In this case, Batman still has the advantage in most encounters thanks to his advanced fighting skills, tactics, and technology. However, unlike the comic book versions, the Nolan-verse Batman does not demonstrate feats beyond human limits, such as taking down hundreds of enemies at once, or defeating super-powered opponents. John Wick has a real chance. He may not have the high tech of Batman, but his fighting skills, tenacity, and constant combat experience give him a significant advantage. John Wick is a talented assassin for an international group of assassins who run a murder-for-hire organization. He's pretty formidable, but when he's faced off against other world-class assassins, his results have been mixed. He's beaten a few with ease, but in the last movie I saw, he was beaten by a few of the main henchman's apprentices, more than once, and they kept giving him a chance out of respect. As for tricks, he basically has a gun, is really good at martial arts, and usually wears a suit with light armor hidden in it. Batman in this universe was trained by a group of assassins who play the game of global manipulation, and instead of killing people for hire, they kill cities. There are criminal organizations in this this world, but they treat the likes of John Wick as a joke. The only person he's really lost to is Bane, who represents as much of a mental challenge as anything, and he wins the rematch without much effort. Bane is also a world-class assassin who has brought a city to its knees. As for the tricks when it comes to Batman, he is a world-class fighter who has a huge arsenal of tricks, including things like electronic bat swarm control devices, bulletproof vests that can apparently stop assault rifle fire, although he doesn't get shot often. I had a test to see what the heaviest thing bounces off, and heavily armed and armored military vehicles, including an armored assault vehicle and a plane. I don't think John Wick would have an easy time shooting through a helmet hole into a moving Batman. I could come up with all sorts of Batman tricks that would have John take a beating right there while he blasts a bunch of pistol bullets into the Batsuit, but I don't think I need to start going into that because it's probably pretty obvious. Let's say somehow this fight turns into a fist fight with Batman once again wearing a giant full body armor and John fighting barehanded. I'll give John credit here and say he's on par with another world-class assassin, but again, we're getting to the point where he'd have to shoot Batman to actually do any damage, especially considering that Batman probably wouldn't just stand there calmly and let him find a weak spot, especially not this version of Batman. This probably means that John would eventually be defeated like any other skilled fighter trying to beat Batman, and without ridiculous superhero gimmicks like an armored batsuit. John uses guns. Batman doesn't. John is an expert with guns, but most versions of Batman have him wearing bulletproof clothing. John would aim for the face, but Batman has been trained to take on armed and dangerous opponents. Batman has gadgets, tear gas bombs, stun grenades, grappling hooks to knock enemies down. In the past comic versions anyway, Batman has carried stun gas. This will be an interesting fight, but with the gadgets available, I think Batman will win. About 10. I hope you enjoyed this fight. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Follow me if you like. That's it for today's video. Thank you very much.